Good afternoon. What is a warm, bright, and sunny day? It is Saturday, the 30th of March, and I'm in the reading Nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a parcel to continue unboxing. And what I've got in here is Sanctum, which is a supplement for Heart, the City Beneath. Which is published by Rowan, Rook, and Decard. It's a Heart is it's an interesting take upon the dungeon delving genre, and it's the exact opposite of another role-playing game published from the same publisher called The Spire. Now, The Spire is a towering city previously occupied by the Dark Elves, the Drow, but the High Elves were warred with them, occupied the Spire, and subjugated the Drow until they are a second class people, and you belong to in that game sort of members, criminal terrorists, stroke terrorists, members of the Ministry of Hidden Truths, and you foment a rebellion and revolt against the High Elf Masters. In Heart, it's a separate city, but underneath, and you're fascinated by the heart of what lies even further beneath, and what exactly that is depends upon the campaign and your character, and it's about delving into locations and getting closer and closer, trying to explore what that might be. And there is some crossover between the two with the supplements which the publisher has put out for Spire. So for Vermisian Black Ops, what you were doing, you're playing members of the Throne, which are the sort of the special forces of the Ministry of our Ministry's Mistresses' hidden secrets, that sort of thing. You are using the non-Euclidean failed transport network to travel up from the city beneath to strike at particular locations within the Spire. So let's have a look at Sanctum. Build fantastical, tragic settlements under threat from within and without. Do your level best to defend them and keep the people inside alive and prosperous. Watch, broken as an emissary of a vast alien mind, arrives and tears apart the walls like paper. Sanctum is a source book for the Heart RPG. Inside, you'll find a guide to building havens with your group to create the basis of an exciting campaign. You'll also find advice on running haven-based campaigns, special fallout results that reflect your settlement's trials and tribulations, and the ways to create and reinforce bonds with the people within. Finally, you'll find rules for four new types of angel, the fell-handed messengers of the heart itself, which infiltrate and smash apart havens. You'll also enjoy in-character ramblings on them from washed-up pulp fiction author Chris Hanneman, who potentially invented them to sell more copies of his books, but they're real now. A copy of Heart, the City Beneath is required to use this book. It's a fairly slim affair, which is the same again. With it runs to 26, 24 pages. Like all of the supplements for Heart. So, contents page and credits page. So we've got introduction, explaining what this is and the nature of havens, and then we go on to group haven creation, because it's a collective process, including essentially what the domains your haven will have: cursed, desolate, occult, religion, technology, warren, and wild, and they tie into the domains in general in Heart. And then the tier you place your haven on, how far away is it from haven, the city beneath itself? So you are playing further away, deeper down into the setting. And the question essentially, you ask yourself, what's unique about your haven? We've got examples as well, and that's always a big help to give some idea of what the authors were thinking of, and you can use them your own yourself, or use them as inspiration, as it were. Who else is there? The faces. Who's supporting the status quo? Who wants to shake things up? Who represents the people at large? So you've got essentially the start of factions and tensions within the haven, and then how do people change the way the haven looks, feels, sounds, tastes, and smells? before we look at the different roles within the Haven. Those roles essentially Cleaver, Deadwalker, Dead Atheist, Heretic, Hound, Incardine, Junk Mage, Vermisian Knight, and Witch. And those are core roles from Heart, the City Beneath, which this is looking saying what role do they play? What role do those roles play within a Haven within this campaign setting? We've also got continued examples of sort of like in-game fiction there, I believe, and then we look at the threats that a Haven might face. And let me move on to the rules. So, what's the Haven called? What are the unanswered questions about the Haven? And we've got a list of extra questions at the bottom there that the player character, players, and the game master can address, answer, whether that's at the start or presumably all through play. We've got an actual example of a Haven created, so you don't even need to go through that process. You can just go use that one. So that's there for not as both an example and sort of like a quick grab and start playing version. And then we offer advice for the game master how to run a Haven-based game. Dealing with its neighbours, dealing with the fallout of the player character's actions upon the Haven. Haven beats, Haven sort of like the storytelling elements, essentially the storytelling beats that which will be triggered. Before we have a discussion of the angels, the threats to the Haven. Essentially here you can see that actually happening, coming to the Haven, and you've got sort of like the poor Havenites focused upon the encroaching danger. So 4 different angels: Blossom Angel, Cacophony Angel, accompanied by these big wadges of in-game fiction, which might be fiction, might be reality, or they might be fiction that has become reality. Then we've got the Locos Angel and the Penumbra Angel. Each one has got stats, names, descriptors, motivations, etc. Fallout of encountering them upon the Haven and the inhabitants, including the sort of like the player characters. And lastly, we have a section on Gris Hanneman's personal effects, what he carries with him, what you might find on him if you encounter him. So that is another way in which you can play Heart of the City Beneath, a location-based game, rather than the standard dungeon delving style that it generally supports. So, Sanctum, a supplement for Heart of the City Beneath from Rowan, Rook, and Decard Limited. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with parcel, box containing a book or game, or in this case a role-playing game supplement, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice little cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.